Greetings and salutations, everyone. This is Luis reporting to you.
The Varius.
Today, I just want to talk about something that has been brought to my attention. People feel that right now with real estate, it is really hard to get into a property without paying a lot above the asking price. Basically, they feel like it's really hard to be able to buy a house for the actual value. It is possible, and I'm here to tell you how. New construction. A lot of people feel that it's out of their reach. However, it is perfectly within your reach. And based off of the market right now, if you are looking to purchase, that might actually be your best bet. Let me explain a little further. Interest rates are scheduled to go up this year. That may affect the market. A lot of times when you're purchasing a house that's on the market, it's a bidding war right now. People are paying thousands and thousands and thousands above the value of their property. So not only are they having to put a down payment, pay their closing costs, they're also having to put money on top of that. When you go for a new construction, you have the ability to purchase, and a lot of times the builder is going to help you with closing costs. Depending on the area that you're looking at, determines on how much that they're going to offer you for that. However, they are going to help you with your closing costs for the most part, as long as you go with their lender. Additionally, when you're purchasing these houses, you're looking at something that's a couple months in the future. Sometimes you are able to purchase an available property. Sometimes they have model homes, the original person who was going to purchase it, and then it just suddenly becomes available. However, you have a little bit of extra security for the future because the appraisal is going to happen right before you close. What does that mean? If you go under contract with the new construction and the appraisal comes back at lower than what the cost of the house that you agreed upon was, the builder will lower the price of the house to match that of the appraiser. So that means that you don't end up having to put a lot of money out of pocket. Not only did you not put a lot of money out of pocket for going above and beyond the value of the home that you're buying, builders do a lot of research when it comes to what the area that they're building on. They're looking years and years ahead in time. They're spending so much money to make sure that the land that they're purchasing and that they're developing is in an area that's going to maintain its value and increase over time. So no matter what happens with the market, real estate's always should be looked at as a long-term investment. So no matter what ends up happening to the market in the immediate future, from the time that you sign to closing, you're covered. And then in the further out future, somebody else already did their due diligence to make sure that the value is of that property is gonna hold, or even if there's any sort of market fluctuations 20 years from now, it's still going to be worth more than what you purchased for it today. So that gives you security, and that someone else did the market research for you. In addition to that, with the new construction property, you have the ability to make the home however it is that you want. A lot of people feel like it's out of reach, but it's really not. And the interest rates right now make it possible for you, because although the price may be a little bit higher, who's to say that it'll even be that much higher than one that's on the market that you end up paying far more money out of pocket? So let's recap a little bit. With the new construction property, chances are you're gonna get help with your closing costs. You're not gonna end up having to pay a lot of money extra out of pocket. You're not in a bidding war with anyone. Like, you can make sure that if you set your heart on a community, you're not gonna face that disappointment of, I really, really wanted that property. Somebody else beat me out. Someone else made a cash offer and they beat me out. That's not gonna happen. With that being said, look into it. A lot of times, and not to mention remote opportunities for work. That's also allowing people to open up the scope of where they're going to be investing in. You can purchase a little bit farther out. Especially, I'm seeing a lot of people are moving further south, moving more into more suburban locations, and that's where a lot of the new construction properties are, regardless of your location, wherever in the United States that you're living. There are opportunities that are out there for you. It's not a given that the values will come down. We're really on uncharted territory right now. Anything can happen, and chances are they will continue to move up, the prices at least. Not to mention, over time, real estate will always be a good return on your investment. 20 years from now, it will be worth, no matter what happens today, tomorrow, next year, the following year, whatever you sign for on the dotted line now, 20 years from now, it's going to be worth more for you. Monthly payments, they're really not that far off from regular houses that are on the market. Maintenance, when you're purchasing something new, you know that you don't have to have any worries on unforeseen expenses. Chances are it'll come with some sort of warranty as well. So it's kind of like you're taking care of all of your expenses from the beginning with that overall price. You don't have to worry about having to remodel any part of the house. You don't have to worry about gutting down the kitchen. You don't have to worry about redoing the bathrooms. A lot of times, houses on the market right now, people their sellers, their eyes are just, they're looking at the dollar sign. Because there's not a lot of inventory on the market, they're not investing that much money to be able to make the houses look nicer. So a lot of people are not only paying way more than what houses are worth, but then they're also having to invest additionally on the back end. Once they have the property, now they're investing thousands of dollars to bring the property to their taste. Any way you look at it, getting into a new construction at this time is advantageous for you. Selection, you're gonna get what you want. You know what you're paying for. You're not dealing with with competition. It's an investment for your future. Someone else already did the market research on that area to ensure that it's an area that's up and coming long term. All right, so new construction. Let's talk a little bit about the process. You're gonna wanna scope out your different locations. When you're going through the actual process, you're gonna meet with the builder. Chances are they're gonna have a model home for you to take a look at. If they don't have a model home, that's always a good sign that it's at the beginning of the building. That's one of the telltale signs that you're about to get a good deal, because when it comes to new construction, they do it by phases. So every phase, the price increases. Ideally, you want to be at one of the first phases. So you'll talk to the builder. They're gonna give you all sorts of different options. Once you in order to commit, they're gonna want some sort of down payment. that a lot of times they give you the option to pay that over an X period of time. It could be 2-3 months that they'll give you. You might want to pay it all up front. The down payment, they consider that like your earnest money deposit. That's a little bit greater than when you're going to a house that's on the market. However, then you're putting that money up front, but it's gonna be counted towards your closing. So it'll go against your cash to close. Cash to close, that's gonna be down payment and closing costs. So you give them money for you to secure your location. Speaking of location, depending on when you have new construction, a lot of times you have the option of picking different lots. Sometimes you may want to pay a lot premium in order to make sure that you're in a more desirable location within the community. And that might be a smart investment to make because of either resale value later, or if you end up turning it into an investment property a couple years down the line, renting it out, you're having a really good location within the community is going to allow you to make sure that you're attracting quality renters. Once you make your commitment that you're going to purchase and you put your down payment or your earnest money deposit, they're going to have you come back and go to the design studio. Really what that is that's going to help you price out the property. You're going to be able to select all of the options that you're interested in your house. They'll give you options on different types of flooring. They'll give you different options on your bathrooms, what type of cabinets that you want in your kitchen. It all varies by builder. Some of them will offer you a basic, where it comes with the basic with the price of the home. Then they'll also offer you premium option. Chances are they're gonna want you to go with their lender, and then they're gonna offer you some sort of incentive for that. It's all dependent on the builder. Some of them will offer you just closing costs. Some of them will even offer you closing costs and upgrades on the property. It's all dependent on where you're going. At that point, after you move forward with that and you have everything decided on how you want to build what options that you want on your house, then they're going to do building. They'll offer you a couple of different inspections, typically about 2 to 3 different inspections. Once they have the foundation built and it's literally in the middle of construction, they'll offer you a walkthrough. Then when the house is like almost completely done, they'll offer you another walkthrough, and you'll have the opportunity to walk around. If you find anything in the property that needs to be changed or fixed before your closing, you'll be able to point them all out. What type of things would you see? Simple thing. It could be markings on the wall. When I say markings, I mean when they're doing painting, when they paint the wall for the first time, they might miss a couple spots. Say when you walk on the floor, you feel a squeaky part. They can fix that for you too. Literally anything that you can identify that isn't to your liking, you can point it out, they'll fix it for you, and then they'll have what's called the final walkthrough. That's typically right before closing, and that's when you're doing your one last look around to make sure that they fixed everything that you've identified that needs to be fixed. You go to closing, and you get the keys to your brand new house. There are so many options and so many more opportunities to get things to your liking when you're looking at a new construction home. Right now, in the way that the market looks like, if you are gung-ho, I want to make sure that I own some property in 2022. New construction might be your option. This is Luis, and This is purely on an educational perspective, just giving you my 2 cents, and I hope that it's helpful to you.
The Varius